Good evening. Welcome to Deep Thoughts While Driving. Me, myself, and I here. The thought for the drive home: relationships. Sometimes they suck. For those of you who do not know me and do not know, I've been married once before and I'm married now. I'm on my second marriage. The first marriage ended in divorce because the ex-wife was obsessive compulsive, bipolar, not a medication a day in her life that we were together. And if that isn't enough, she had physically violent and abusive tendencies. That relationship started off, I don't want to say high school sweethearts because there wasn't a whole lot of sweet. Anyhow, we met in grade 11 of high school. She spent the first night of her 18th birthday in the psych ward. Yeah. Anyhow, so like I said, she had some mental health issues. We got together. I wasn't looking for Miss Right. I was just looking for Miss Right for tonight. And it turned into something more and ended up being together for quite a while. We ended up being together for almost, I think, 17 years, married for 13 and a half, almost 14 years. Something crazy like that. Long time. Yeah. It was a rocky relationship. We had our ups, we had our downs. Learned a lot of lessons from that relationship. Left that marriage, ended up at the lowest point in my life and started over. And then met the love of my life. And she will always forever be the love of my life, no matter what happens. Even if we aren't together 5 days, 5 years, 50 years from now, she'll still always be the love of my life because she saw me at my lowest, brought me back from my lowest depths ever, emotionally and psychologically and spiritually, every way, basically. She helped mold me into the man I am today. Now, that's not to say the marriage and the relationship is perfect by any means. At one point, I was convinced she was my soulmate. I'm not 100% convinced she's my soulmate because we aren't perfect together. There's one aspect of her, well, there's a very short list of aspects of our relationship that isn't, I don't want to say perfect because I got finished doing 4 to midnight, excuse the yawning. I don't believe in perfection. There's no such thing as perfection. Maybe in mathematics you can quantify perfection, but we humans, we're not perfect by any means. There's no such thing as perfection. I really do believe there is no such thing as perfection. Oh, lasagna. Whew. No, there's no perfect relationship. There's always a giver, there's always a taker. Even if you're both givers, one takes more than they give, and one gives more than they take. My wife and I were both givers. We both do anything we could to help the other. There are certain limits. The reason why we have problems with our relationship is because of certain limits that have been set. So, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love her. I would kill for her. I'd bury a body for her on a day, any second of any day, not a problem. I'd give her the clothing off my back. I'd give her the blood out of my veins. I honestly would. I just wish she felt the same way with me. Yeah. One of the main problems with my marriage right now to my current wife is, well, there's 12 years age difference between the two of us. And I'm 46, and she's turning 34 this year, coming up shortly, and a couple weeks actually. But anyhow, we're not exactly in the same place because of the age difference right now. So that's, you know, for the most part, most of our relationship and time together, and most of our marriage, the age difference wasn't a big deal. But now that she's getting closer to her mid-30s, and I'm getting close to my mid and kind of later 40s, that age difference is making a difference now, and that's kind of what's causing the problems. But it's nothing I'm going to call it quits on and walk away from, because I love her with all my heart and soul. And she's at the point where she doesn't know what she wants to do with the rest of her life, and she's realizing, you know, that, you know, being with me is one of those, you know, not just till death do you part, but, you know, it actually means till death do you part, because I mean it. I want to be old and gray and watching the grandkids and maybe the great grandkids playing out in the backyards, and we sit on the porch, you know, sipping iced tea and watching a sunset, or maybe sitting around a campfire. I mean, really, that's what I want. She's not quite there. You know, like I said, there's a 12-year age difference, so, you know, it's kind of causing some ups and downs right now. But nah, you know what, I'm not gonna let it ruin this marriage. She doesn't treat me like crap. She doesn't freak out on me. She doesn't make me feel like everything's my fault. She doesn't throw plates at me. She doesn't try and bust things over my head. So she doesn't try and break me, body, mind, or soul. She builds me up. So I think I can forgive the little issues we're having with the age difference. I mean, really. There's one little sticky point in the relationship, and we will eventually get past it, I'm sure. And if not, then we'll find ways to work around it. Easy peasy. So here's my relationship advice for you. If you are with somebody who means the world to you, and things start getting tough, and someone starts asking you, when is enough enough? Here's how you know that you're meant to be with them forever. When you honestly feel it, body, mind, and soul. Enough's never enough. You know, you never, there's nothing that could ever happen that would make you call it quits on them. Then you know you're meant to be with them forever. I've been told with all my life experiences, I could and should become a counselor. So, if any of you who watch these videos and see this one, if you got any relationship issues and you want some advice, someone to talk to, you know what, feel free to hit me up. I will use my life experiences to maybe help improve your life if I can. If you can learn from something I experienced and dealt with the hard way, and you can learn from that experience without going through all the crap I did, then I'll definitely share. Because if my trials and tribulations can make someone else's life better, then I went through it for a good reason and learned the hard way. Anyways, I'm home. Have a good night. Later.